Right now, you feel it happening. This very second is slipping into the past, and a new one is rushing in to take its place. You feel like you're moving through time, like a boat cutting through water, second by second, moment by moment. It feels so obvious, so undeniable, that you never even think to question it. But here's the strange thing. Physics has been trying to find that moving boat for over a century, and it can't. Not one equation, not one experiment, not one law of nature has ever caught time in the act of flowing. The river you feel rushing past, you might not be rushing at all. It might not even be a river. Let's start with the clock on your wall. It ticks. Seconds pass. That feels like proof enough. But ask yourself what a tick actually is. It's just one physical state changing into another, a gear turning, an electron vibrating, a shadow creeping across a sundial. None of that requires time to be flowing. It just requires time to exist, laid out, with different events happening at different points along it. A tick is a difference between two positions in time, the same way your height is a difference between two positions in space. Nobody says space is flowing just because your head is higher up than your feet. This is where Einstein comes in and makes things genuinely uncomfortable. Special and general relativity don't describe time as a stream you're floating down. They describe something called space-time, a single, fixed, four-dimensional block where the past, present, and future all already exist, laid out like pages in a book you haven't turned to yet. In this picture, next Tuesday is not waiting to be created. It's just as real right now as the moment you're living in. It's simply located somewhere else in the block, the way Paris is real even though you're not standing in it. Physicists actually have a name for this idea, eternalism, or the block universe. And it's not some fringe philosophical guess. It falls directly out of the math that has been tested again and again, from GPS satellites to particle accelerators. If time genuinely flowed at some universal rate, everyone in the universe should agree on what now means. But relativity proves they can't. Two observers moving at different speeds will disagree about which events are happening at the same time. Your now and an astronaut's now, zooming past Earth, are not the same slice of the block. There is no cosmic ticking clock they're both plugged into. There's just the block, sliced differently depending on where you're standing and how fast you're moving. So if the universe is really a frozen four-dimensional block, why does it feel like you're moving through it? Why does the past feel gone and the future feel unwritten when physics says they're both just as real as this instant? The leading suspect isn't physics at all, it's memory. You experience time as flowing because your brain is a machine built to record the past and predict the future, and it can only do that in one direction. Think about entropy, the universe's tendency to move from order to disorder. A shattered glass on the floor almost never spontaneously reassembles itself on the table. That one-way slide from order to chaos is what gives the universe something physicists call the arrow of time. And your brain rides that arrow. It stores memories of the lower entropy past, not the higher entropy future, which is exactly why you remember yesterday, but not tomorrow. That asymmetry, not some flowing river, is what creates your powerful illusion of moving forward. Here's the part that should really unsettle you. If the block universe is right, then somewhere in that block, you reading this sentence, you as a child and you as an old person, are all equally real, all equally happening, just at different coordinates. Nothing is truly being created and nothing is truly being destroyed. The universe isn't unfolding. It simply is in its entirety all at once, past, present and future baked into one unchanging structure. What we call the present might just be the label your consciousness slaps onto whichever slice of the block it happens to be experiencing. The same way, here is just the label you slap onto whatever spot in space you're currently standing on. Now, not every physicist signs onto this completely. There's an ongoing genuine debate. Some argue for something called the growing block universe, where the past is fixed and real, but the future genuinely doesn't exist yet. It's still being added, page by page. Others push presentism, the common sense idea that only right now is real, and try to rebuild relativity to fit that view. But the uncomfortable truth is that presentism struggles hard against the actual evidence, while the block universe falls naturally out of Einstein's equations without any patching required. That's exactly why so many physicists, including Einstein himself, found it so hard to shake. When his close friend Michel Besso died, Einstein wrote a letter to Besso's family with a line that still gives people chills. He said that for us believing physicists, the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. So the next time you feel time slipping away from you, the deadline closing in, the years rushing by, consider the strange possibility that nothing is actually moving at all. There's no river, no boat, no ticking cosmic engine dragging you forward. There's just an enormous frozen structure of moments and a small memory-soaked entropy-riding piece of that structure. You, experiencing one slice of it, convinced it's the only one that's real. Time isn't passing. You are.